So this is the end of day analysis for the New Zealand dollar Japanese yen for Friday the 20th of October. Now, if you have been watching my videos, you'd have seen I actually did a video yesterday which had a buy recommendation based off this indicator, and again, all the analysis of end of day analysis are not trade recommendations or investment advice. These are purely hypotheticals based on the indicator here on the daily time frame. Buys are initiated by the red triangles and beneath candles, and sells are initiated by the black triangles above candles. Again, these are purely hypothetical and do not constitute investment or trading advice. So we did see the candle, the indicator indicate a buy signal after pretty much after five consecutive, was it? Yeah, it was 6 consecutive days of bullish price action. Now, I did do the drawing on the charts, and as you can see on the charts, this pen out. So we had over here, we've had the highs, we've had a lower high. Over here, though, we had lows and we've had higher lows. So again, it was not as straightforward as I would like, because we've had lower highs and lower highs and higher lows, so suggesting that prices were contracting a bit. And I did draw these, use these diagonal trend lines to indicate the price contraction. What has appeared to have happened now is this candle here does indicate that there is momentum to the downside as we've broken out from these higher lows. We'll look ways to test these lows down here and potentially this 400 period moving average here. It might be a bit rather, this might be very ambitious, but down here as well is an area where we could potentially see prices if we successfully navigate these lows here. So let's just clean these charts up and see where those levels are. So let's get rid of the drawing. So if we were to take this short signal, this end of the sell recommendation, we would be looking at placing a hypothetical stop at the height of the candle, which is at 80.95. So 80.95 would have been a hypothetical stop, and the downside target, the first target, would be in and around 78.28. Successful navigation of which we'll be looking at this 400 period moving average, currently sitting at 77.80, below which we'll be looking at the lows down here at 76.54. Let's just say 76.60. Yeah, let's just be cautious and say 76.60. Those will be the downside targets for the New Zealand Japanese yen for this breakout to the downside, and if we do successfully navigate these most recent swing lows on the daily chart. So if we do have a look at the weekly to see if we get further clues as to the validity of the signal to the short side. Now, the signal to the short side again is it's in a context of higher lows, unfortunately. So we've had our lows there, we've had a higher low there, and we've had another higher low there. So we had a series of higher lows, which indicated that prices were going up to test these, potentially go on to test this 200 period moving average. Because what we've seen is from these lows here, the prices have gone up to test this 200 period moving average and subsequently sold off to post a higher low. We've tested this 200 period moving average again. We've broke above it, and again we've sold and that we've sold below it. So what it did appear, especially in light of this there, is that we sell back down to the 50 period moving average, break above the 200, and sell back down to the 50 again, slightly below it, but again to the 50 for another test. I was expecting a break to the upside from where we were, but that wasn't to be. Instead, we've just got a signal to the short side. So let's just clear these charts up. Let's just clear this up if this wants to work today. So clear this chart up. We were expecting So there's our targets again with the 78 and down here as well. We're even below the 76 level. We'll be looking at possibly 75.90. 75.90 in and around an area where we were trade. When was the last time we traded around 75.90? In April this year. So April this year, in around those lows there, in around the 75.90 level, potentially to the downside, but we do have to be aware of these most recent higher lows on the weekly time frame. They may be major levels of support. So if I go down to the, if I go up to the monthly time frame, let's see where we are. Let's just get it on here. So on the monthly time frame again, while there have not been a lot of them, we did have our low over here, which again I suppose is so far away. It was like 2008, 2009. Again, we've had higher lows over there. Again, that's 2013. That's very far away. But most recently here in around 2016, we on the monthly chart we did form a bit of a base and post higher low in the context of what we saw here. We did post higher lows. So we did look poised to retest these highs up here, but we've had continuation to the downside. I was concerned about, let's just clean this chart up a bit. Let's remove all the drawings. I did say I was concerned about the bearish nature of this candle here in August, as we have not traded above its high in the month of September, and we did see some selling momentum in the month of September. With the candle trading quite, it was quite bullish at one point, but there was some selling momentum, and the selling momentum did continue into October. Now we do look poised to retest these most recent lows, and in and around the 75.90 level, especially on the monthly chart. So that's the overall. Yep, that's the analysis for the end of day sell end of day hypothetical sell on the New Zealand dollar against the Japanese yen. So before I go, LCS, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.